In Sri Lanka, and I'm guessing back in the U.S. on the other side of the world from us, it is still light out.
Just starting to be morning.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous actually. It's getting dark here at like 6 o'clock, but it's hot here. It's nice. It's hot. There's been a little bit of rain, but it's been good.
Yeah.
So we already have we had people waiting for us today. Hey, people, our regulars, and we've already got comments coming in. We'll get to those in a second, but. I guess let's just catch people up. So yeah, we've been in Sri Lanka now for 8 days.
8 days.
8 days. Last time we talked to you, we had like just got to Sri Lanka, and we're just kind of getting the spice of it all. And I think if there's one word that I would use to describe Sri Lanka, it is spice.
Yeah.
The food's spicy. You smell spice in the air. The people are a little spicy. Actually, they're not. They're pretty nice.
They're pretty nice people, actually.
But yeah, everything has a little bit of spice to it out here. It's really cool, and we've been really enjoying it. And we have enough time here that we don't feel like major pressure every day to like make sure you're doing stuff constantly. We're like kind of soaking it in. We have a nice place to stay. We've got an Olympic-sized swimming pool that's almost always empty. We're down there swimming all the time. So yeah. Yep. Having a great time in Sri Lanka. We had, we've been eating a lot of Sri Lanka traditional food, roti and kotu, and different curries and rice. That's kind of what they do here. It's similar to Indian food. But tonight we decided to go with Pizza Hut. They have Pizza Hut here in Sri Lanka, and they've got a bunch of different. They've got like chicken masala pizza. They had kotu pizza, which is like noodles. All these different crazy, for us, crazy pizza flavors. They don't have like pepperoni and sausage at all. It's like that's not going to work.
Yeah, the one we got was probably pretty normal, but it had cream cheese on it instead of in addition to
mozzarella. Yeah, cream cheese and mozzarella, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was different. Joe did the ordering, so I didn't realize it was cream cheese at first. I just knew it had a different taste.
I got 2 little pizzas. One was a Hawaiian pizza, which actually was kind of similar to American.
I swear
it didn't taste
like it had potatoes on it.
It might have had potatoes on it. They do potatoes on the pizzas here, and it had jalapenos though. We like jalapenos on our pizza. So anyway, they also had wings and chicken bites. None of it tasted like Pizza Hut back at home. It was all really good though, and really interesting. So yeah, I mean that's one of the joys of traveling is eating the food that you eat back home somewhere else, and it always tastes different. It's always weird. I remember eating at McDonald's in Thailand. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was a very different menu.
They have the samurai they called it or something like that.
It was not good. It was so not good.
They like their burgers are like half chicken or something. It's like a chicken burger, and it is just not what you want. Anyway, so we're having fun trying things out in Sri Lanka, and I guess we wanted to talk. Obviously, we're going to be talking about cruising today. And I guess I wanted to address why we are vertical today. We are vertical. Vertical is kind of like not as conducive to having a good angle, especially for 2 people. But YouTube opens up vertical lives in particular to more of an audience. It's on the Shorts feed. So we're hoping to get some more people in here. We love our regulars, but we need more regulars. So we decided to go with doing our live today vertical and see if we can get a little bit more action in the room. So that is why you're seeing that. Emily, do you want to plug a product?
Well, you beat me to it because that was part of our spiel. So.
Emily, I would like to change my my pass off to you, and I would like to say we were coming up with the idea for the video today, and Emily actually took charge. She came up with a great idea for the video, and Emily, tell us all about that.
All right. So I was thinking about how, so many people want to know what's the best advice for going on a cruise. There's a lot of videos out there, for first-time cruisers giving you the advice. And so many times it's like the same advice over and over. We've all heard it. Check in, do your embarkation, a muster drill, first thing when you get on this ship. I mean, I'm sure you've heard that like 1,000 times. If you've watched any videos about cruise essentials at all, you know that the best thing is magnets, right? So we've heard all these same things over and over again, and I like to find new and unique tips. And the place to find those is in the comments section, because our viewers of our videos and all the cruise videos out there, they love to leave the comments of the little things, and it's not like a huge tip, but just like these little tips that makes, it's like a 5-minute thing you can do that makes a big difference in your cruise. And so I actually analyzed thousands of comments of the most watched cruise tip videos of this year. I filtered it down to just this year and looked at the top like 5 or 10 videos there and analyzed those comments. And we came up with a list of 20 cruise tips, cruise hacks that are from the comments section. So they're not like the most common things that you see all the time. And one of those, actually, we'll skip ahead to number 5, Joe. Read that one off for me.
Use air tags for tracking items. Attach air tags to keys, wallets, or luggage for easy tracking in cabins or ports. Comment, share stories of recovering lost items like a charger bag mailed back from a hotel. Using air tags, find my feature. Yeah, that's a really good piece of advice. There's some amazing stories of people tracking luggage. There's one in particular where a guy tracked his luggage on a Carnival ship, and they kept denying it was there, but he was at it for months and eventually got his luggage back. It was missing things, but
And that story actually convinced us to get air tags. So we've been using them since then, which was like a year ago or something.
Yes.
That we got our own air tags. And I honestly just feel a better peace of mind when we have them because, one of the things, and it's not on the cruise, but when we get done with the cruise, we fly home, we have, the luggage goes through the airport and you go check it at baggage claim. For whatever reason, Joe and I, we're not slow people, but we're always the last ones at the baggage claim.
I always have to stop at the bathroom. Doesn't everybody have to stop at the bathroom when you get off the plane?
Everybody stops. I don't know what it is, but we're always the last ones there, and I'm always worried that because our baggage is going to be sitting there alone, which has happened several times. It's just been our 2 bags sitting there all by themselves, all lonesome, and I'm just afraid somebody's going to like look at them and be like, "Oh, I'll just take those." And now we have air tags in them, so
we'd be able to track them down.
We could track them down.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
And
so buy air tags and use our link.
Yeah, and so we've got a link in there. And also, when I went to find the link, there's a link that pops up on your screen, but if you go in the description of the video, I have an Amazon link, and they're actually on sale on Amazon right now for $65.
Buy them now.
Which is a really good deal.
Get them on sale.
Yeah, $65 for a 4-pack.
So,
awesome. But we actually have been getting, looks like our regulars here, but some action in the comments, so we can go there. The Curtis family said, hello to the best cruise YouTube channel, hands down, so thank you.
That's what I'm talking about, Curtis family. Thank you.
And Sweet Life said, I second that and hope to be here at 8 a.m.
Sweet Life.
Oh, Pacific time. Okay, yeah, because it's 10 a.m. back home in Minnesota, but I guess if you're Pacific time, then it's earlier. Sorry to make you get up so early. But, and then Sweet Life says, hello from the Maple Street Block Party sponsorship headquarters. So we're going vertical. Yes, we're going vertical.
We are.
But we're so tiny. Sorry, we're so tiny.
YouTube's pushing out the shorts right now. So the lives on the shorts channel. So we just got to do it anyway. I'll let you.
We decided we'd give it a try. Yeah. So, and Grade 8 is here listening in while doing chores.
What's up, Grade 8?
Hope we make your chores go by faster. And Barbara is here as well. So hello to Barbara. Yeah. So.
All right, let's get into it.
Without further ado, go
the first pre-cruise planning piece of advice, tip, if you will, that people on the comments, real people, want is or think is a good tip is to use a bungee clothesline for wet items. Bring a bungee clothesline with built-in clips that stretches up to 12 feet to dry swimsuits or hand wash clothes in the cabins. We've certainly done that. Comments suggest laundry detergent sheets for easy packing and washing in the sink, as an onboard laundry service can be pricey or unavailable unless you're platinum or diamond on Carnival, of course. Which not everybody is, and no one's going to be. Actually, diamonds will be, but everybody else starts back over. Anyway, we don't need to talk about Carnival loyalty. That is a great piece of advice. We've done plenty of laundry in our cruise cabin before, and you use the little string that's in the shower.
Yeah. So there is a clothesline in the shower. It's like this little retractable clothesline, and it says clothesline in like 4 different languages, which I thought was really funny. I guess that's just me, but you can use that in the shower. But the thing is, in the bathroom, like the door, you always close the door to the bathroom, and there's just zero ventilation in there, so it really doesn't dry that fast. So it's fine if things are like dripping. It keeps it contained. It's going to drip in the shower, but once they're done dripping, they just stay damp. So yeah, we haven't actually used the bungee clothesline, but what we usually do, we have our magnets, which we love, and we've got the hook kind, and you can hook a one of the clothes hangers from the closet and just hang your clothes there, and then you can hook them in the room somewhere using the magnet. You can put the magnet on the ceiling so they hang and get more ventilation. Sometimes we even use our magnetic cruise fan.
We do, which is
to
awesome.
point them at the clothes and dry them out that way.
Yeah.
So
I hope, did you put first-time cruisers in the hashtags on this one by any chance?
Oh, I forgot to do that.
Did you forget to do hashtags?
No, I did hashtags.
Forgot first time. Well, it's okay. But I hope we get some first-time cruisers in here, because these are actually really good tips for first-time cruisers.
So, Sweet Life says elite on Princess, free laundry.
Wow, and you're elite? Wow, that's awesome.
I think Sweet Life cruises on Princess quite a bit. So he's mentioned it a few times, but
yeah.
But I think also
that is a Sweet Life.
That actually it'd be interesting to find out, because I'm not positive. But does every loyalty program at some point offer free laundry? Because I know that Royal Caribbean does at some point. I don't have the levels memorized. Does Norwegian, does Virgin Voyages offer free laundry at some point? I'm not sure. I'm guessing probably.
Cool.
So he's done 19 going on 20 cruises. So that's how you get elite on Princess.
All on Princess? Sweet Life, I wonder. Yeah.
But Sweet Life also says use your fan in the bathroom to help the airflow. And that's a good tip, but
we've never tried that.
Well, does the fan just work with when the light's on? Is that because it seems like sometimes there's a noticeable fan in the bathroom that I can like feel the airflow at sometimes, but sometimes it doesn't.
Just like keep the lights on. I think would work.
But like on our last one on the Luminosa. I actually was thinking how there seemed to be hardly any fan in there, and like it would fog up, and it just never seemed to ventilate. So
I guess
it depends on the bathroom.
If you're cruising Princess, you've got a working fan.
And all in suites too. So
yeah,
it's the good life.
All right. So number 2 is bring a magnetic whiteboard for communication. Very good tip. We've just started doing this. Instead of sticky notes, use a small magnetic whiteboard to leave messages for your cabin steward or travel companions. Comments on videos note it's ideal for requests or thanking stewards for a visible tip holder. With a visible tip holder.
Yeah. Well, I guess you have to leave the magnetic board behind unless you're giving them tips, throughout the cruise. But you could, if it's in your room, you could put a tip there and put a little note and say thank you. And
that's an interesting thought. That's cool.
We actually used ours outside of our room. And we for some reason our door wasn't magnetic, which was weird because some of the doors were, but the ones in our hallway weren't magnetic. The stateroom front door. So we put it on the wall, but we left notes for other cruisers, and we did a bunch of polls like, where are you from? What was your favorite cruise port?
That was fun.
Yeah. What was your favorite dessert?
People on cruises really enjoy that kind of stuff. I was a little surprised at how much activity you got on that thing, but we had a lot of Australian people, a lot of American people on that cruise, and there was like competitions on who could put more check marks on the doors. So
it was accurate for the first 6 hours, and then somebody would come by and just obviously put a whole bunch of checks and vote multiple times. And when I did the where are you from one, I think it was majority US were walking by, at least in our hallway, and had honestly put checks in there. But then an Australian came by and didn't like that, so they just checked 20 times in Australia.
Australians are really competitive. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Australians are very competitive people. Another thing that happened, because we had the whiteboard outside of our cabin door with messages on it, inviting people to interact with it, is one day I walked out to go to dinner, and I hope they were just writing something on the board.
But I think she was just writing something.
There was a husband and a wife standing there, and I walk out to go to dinner, and I'm like, hey, and they just stood there and stared at me. And it's like midway down the hallway, and it was a really uncomfortable situation actually. And I think that they were just writing something on the board. I mean, that makes sense, right? But it made a weird situation where I was like, "Are you just standing outside my cabin?" That's weird. That felt a little weird. But I don't think that's what it was. I think they were probably just wrapping up, and then they wanted to have some conversation. It does make you, it makes you social on the ship, which is a good thing.
Yeah, and we actually got a few people at the end that were like, "Oh, we like your board," that we saw as we were passing in the hallway.
Exactly, people loved it.
But do be warned, if you do that and you invite comments, you might find when you open your door somebody is leaving a comment actively. Then and it could be a bit surprising, as we found out. So.
Anyway, should we move on?
We got a bunch more comments.
Okay.
Sweet Life said, use your magnetic fan, not the bathroom fan. I get it. Okay, yeah, you could put your fan.
Yeah, and if it's in the bathroom, it's a small space. That's going to make it's going to make it dry faster. That's a great idea.
I thought you had some secret way to increase the.
That is a pretty secret way. That's a good. Okay, I never thought of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think of it either. Barbara says, I'm taking my first cruise in January. What's the temp in the room? Do you find you need to use a fan? Do you want to answer that one?
It depends really on. It's not. I can't even say it depends on the cruise line. It depends not even on the ship. Probably depends on the room. I mean, I will give this example. We were on the Carnival ships in general we've been on, and the Princess ships we've been on, and the Royal Caribbean ships we've been on. Actually, I feel like I've never really had a problem, and I like rooms to be on the cooler side. So
I usually have to put on
an extra layer. Yeah, but so I've never had a problem with that. So and of course, if you can get it as cool as you want, if you like it a little bit warmer, it's not hard to do that. So you won't have to worry about that. It's usually trying to get the temperature down, unless you're on an Alaska cruise or something like that. But I will say on MSC we had an issue.
We did,
and we took that up with the cabin steward. And I didn't think they'd have any control over it, but I said, hey man, our room's kind of hot. It's stuffy in there. And I'm like, is there anything you can do? And he said, well, do you have your balcony door open? I was like, no, my balcony door is closed. Yeah. And he said, all right, I'll go talk to maintenance. And like, I don't know, 3 hours later, all of a sudden it was way cooler in there. So some ships, and that was on the Seascape, I think.
It was, yeah.
So some ships have the ability to adjust probably floor by floor. I don't know how high or low So I guess my point is, if you're having a problem with it, it's worth it to talk to your cabin steward and see if they can get the temperature to come down a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we heard him knocking around right outside our room at some point, and then I don't know, it was like a click, and all of a sudden it was like we were getting air. So they can do stuff if the air.
Who was that wrote
that? That was Barbara.
And Barbara said she's going on her first cruise. Barbara, I'm so glad you're going on a cruise. This is a great live for you, actually. You're going to learn a lot of tips on this. And one thing I'll say just in general is cabin stewards, like, it depends on the kind of person you are. But when we first started cruising, it takes a little getting used to having a cabin steward just desperately wanting to do anything you want them to. I mean, they're so nice. They're so nice, and they will do, within reason, anything you want them to that they can.
Yeah.
So if you want pillows or robes or towels, or some cruise lines will provide a fan. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. They're going to bring you gifts, possibly. Anything you want. And if you're uncomfortable in any way, if the person next door is smoking on their balcony and it's driving you nuts,
we said something about that once, and that
got taken care of. Yeah, and I hate to do that because I used to be a smoker. I get it, but it's like it reeked like cigarettes in our room.
Yeah, and every time we opened the balcony door, just all that cigarette smoke got sucked into our room.
It wasn't cool. I mean, it can get out of control. So, first-time cruisers, Barbara. It was Barbara, right?
Barbara. Yes.
Barbara. Don't be afraid to talk to your cabin steward and tell them what you want to have a great experience. That is what they're there for, and they want to make you happy. Yeah.
And Barbara says she's going on the Royal Caribbean Adventure of the Seas.
Oh, so, fun.
Yeah, I think you should be fine with the air conditioner on there.
Yeah. Royal Caribbean's a great cruise line.
Yeah. And then Anton says, how about disappearing for a week? I'd like to take a casino cruise. Going away for a week and getting on a cruise ship
I think that's
really
a great
fun.
idea. And just set a budget. You know, if it's a casino cruise, set a budget.
Yeah, that's good advice. And then Sweet Life says, of the 20, almost 20 cruises he's taken, only 2 that weren't Princess. One night, Agent Inaugurals 25 years ago. And not all the Princess was in suites, but most were. So
nice. I've never even been in a suite. That's amazing.
And he's mentioned on other comments, I know that his upcoming one is on an aft balcony.
That's right.
Oh, but it's not quite as sweet.
Still.
Yeah, still. But the aft balcony, I mean, that's going to be awesome. So
let me just go back to the person that just asked about or mentioned the disappear for a week and take a casino cruise. I just want to say this. I am not saying if you're not a gambler, even if you are a gambler, you probably shouldn't be. Gambling isn't a good thing. But if you are going to gamble, we were on our last cruise on the Luminosa, which we just got off a couple of weeks ago, I can't even remember, a couple of weeks ago. We were in the hot tub with a guy, and he was talking about his strategy for getting free cruises. Now, you can get free cruises, free cruises, which is cool.
They're not free.
They're not free because you're probably spending a lot of money in the casino, but he had a strategy. Do you remember what he said?
I don't remember, actually.
It was actually pretty cool. He said, just in general to everybody in the hot tub, he said, if to get free cruises, and to him, this wasn't spending a lot of money. To another person, it might be spending a ton of money. But he said for like a 7-day cruise, he'll budget $100 a day for the casino. And he said
for him and his wife.
For him and his wife.
$100 each.
$100 each?
Yeah, that's what he said. I
Did
remember
he?
now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's quite a bit of money.
Yeah. That's kind of what I thought. It's like $100 each.
So that's $1,400 for.
Yeah.
I think he could probably just do one.
Maybe.
I bet if you did $100. I'm not saying you should gamble, but if you are going to, if you did $100 a day budget for your cruise, in a month you're going to be getting free cruise offers, almost for sure. And then you can go on another cruise and spend $100 a day, and you can keep that going, and you can get free cruises. So they're not really free unless you're winning at the casino, which is unlikely. But but they're not really free. But
the odds are not in your
if you want to
favor.
do it just because you like to go to the casino and play the slots or the tables or whatever, you can make it work for you and get some really great deals on cruises.
So going back to Barbara and the air conditioning, she'll be in an interior room. I honestly don't think that doesn't matter in terms of how well the air conditioner is going to work.
No, the ventilation might even be better in an interior.
Possibly, yeah. But Sweet Life mentions that you also are concerned about the public areas of the ship, which you can't really complain about. I mean, I guess you could, but unless you have a large number of people complaining it's too hot or too cold, they're probably not going to adjust the temperature. So one advice is if you do get cold easily, like I do, make sure you bring, even if you're going to the Caribbean, make sure you bring a light jacket, because you could be at main dining and just happen to be in the path of the AC vent and you'll just be chilly the whole time. So just bring a light jacket. It's easier to, I don't know, I feel like if you're in the Caribbean, you're not going to worry about being too hot because they're going to have the air conditioner pumping. But yeah. Let's see. Barbara says, wait a second. Am I getting people mixed up? She said she's taking her first cruise in January, but she says, I live near Port Canaveral and went on the Victory Casino cruise that goes out for about 5 hours.
Oh,
and
one of those, yeah.
Yeah, so just like a day, not even a day cruise, but
that's a different experience.
But she says she won $2,380.
Holy crap!
So congrats.
Good
job.
And yeah, of course you're going on a cruise. That's now you got the money.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's awesome. So, but it sounds like Sweet Life goes for the poker. Because it's investing, if you know what you're doing and understand math. I mean, I don't know,
I'm not.
Card counting, some casinos, like on a cruise ship, if you're card counting, they might just toss you overboard, right? So you better be careful with that. Let's see. He says most passengers are notoriously bad players. So
that's me. Yeah. That's me.
Grade 8 says, you live in Minnesota, shouldn't you be in shorts during 32-degree weather? Well, yeah, I wasn't born there, so that's my excuse. So.
Is she talking about why we're not in shorts right now, or in,
no? I think just that my intolerance for cold.
Yeah.
Joe is in shorts. He's a true Minnesotan.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't know, 50 degrees. I'll probably switch over.
50, yeah. I feel like maybe you go even a little
I
lower
may
than sometimes.
I may
but
have.
yeah.
I'm not afraid.
But yeah, some people wear shorts in ridiculously cold weather, in my opinion. So.
Shorts and a hoodie. I love that. I love that vibe. Yeah.
I've started embracing that as well. But I think we're ready for the next one, though.
All right. So
we are on
number 3 is pack a motion sensor nightlight. A toilet hanging motion sensor nightlight prevents stumbling in dark cabins, especially interior ones. Comments highlight its utility for midnight bathroom trips without waking others. Yeah, I mean, I will wake up Emily by screaming curse words because I stubbed my toe on the bed. Like, shit.
Actually, you do. You have.
I
done
stub
that
my
maybe once in a
toe
while.
so often. I hate
But
that.
generally, for the record, he just turns on the light. So he wakes me up by turning on every single light in the cabin.
Maybe in the past, but now I usually either use my phone flashlight or I bring a flashlight.
I am very sensitive to disruption in sleep, though. So.
I get it.
But here's the thing: is I knew that trick. We have one of those at home, and I've brought it before. But on every cruise that I've brought it, they have a built-in motion sensor light that's like underneath the bathroom door that goes on. It's kind of like theater lighting, where this is this little light under the bathroom door to show you where the step is. So this last cruise on the Luminosa, I was like, we have limited space. I'm not going to bring it. There was
Did
no
not
motion.
have it. We could have used it. We could have used it for sure.
Yeah.
I used my phone light. It worked out.
I know.
We got through it.
I just shuffled slowly through the room.
But for a first-time cruiser, it is worth it. They're not very big. It's not going
Yeah.
to take up a lot of room. And if your cruise ship doesn't have the motion lights, it'll save you a stubbed toe or a broken arm or whatever you're going to run into on your way to the bathroom for sure. So yeah, I think that's definitely a good piece of advice. Let's see. Number 4 is spray alcohol for bed bug checks. So that was a big one.
That was a big one, actually, and I wanted to talk about that one.
I get that. I'll read it. I'll read it. Carry a small spray bottle with 91% isopropyl alcohol to check for bed bugs by spraying mattress seams, furniture, and corners. Comments emphasize the bugs will surface if present and suggest storing your luggage in the shower or closet to avoid contamination. In the shower? You got to move your suitcase out of the shower when you want to take a shower?
This is what the comment said. Okay?
That is, I've never heard that tip in my life.
I didn't agree with all the comments, but I did include the more unique ones because I thought they were fun. So this one actually did get a lot of people pro this, but then there was some pushback saying that that's just ridiculous, that bed bugs are the least likely place you're going to find bed bugs is on a cruise ship because they're washing the bedding every day. So, or at least every couple of days. I don't know if they change the beds every day.
I mean, I hope they do. I assume they do.
I
trust that they do. I shouldn't, maybe.
No, I think that literally they strip the beds every time the steward does your room. And Joe and I, especially on the longer cruises, we don't always have the guy come in and make up our room because on port days.
We hardly ever go more than a day without having our room made up.
But I mean, it's. But every time he comes in, he changes the sheets, it seems like, because they're always pulling the sheets off.
Yeah.
So, and then they're washing them, and then...
Do they wash the sheets every day? Or do they just remake the bed?
That's the conundrum, is I'm never sure, but it seems like I see them actually pulling the sheets off the bed.
On Princess, they probably wash the sheets every day. I'm just giving Sweet Life a little bit of props. I love Princess.
Yeah, Princess is great.
We should get back on Princess.
We have a potential in the works.
We do have a potential in the works to get back on Princess. So yeah. Princess is just kind of a step up from the Carnival cruises. Although I'll say there's some cons. The Carnival vibe is not on Princess. The Princess vibe is on Princess, which is also good, but I love that Carnival vibe. So anyway, I'm talking like the young people same vibe.
So the bed bugs just... I just thought that one was really funny. But I also found it interesting because I did not know this. Apparently, if you spray something that's infested with bed bugs with alcohol, then they will come to the surface. So I don't know if this is something I want to know.
But that's the thing. If
is it better just not
if
to
you
know?
have bed bugs, if you find out your bed has bed bugs, they're gonna have to give you a new room, right?
Yeah, they have to
Because
like fumigate the room.
Yeah, I don't think that you can take care of that in a couple of minutes. So
No.
that's crazy.
But I mean, I didn't like super deep dive into it, but I felt like that was having bed bugs on a cruise ship. I felt like was pretty unusual. So I'm curious if anybody has any comments on that because.
Have you guys ever had bed bugs on your cruise? Man, I
or
hope not.
anywhere actually. I've never experienced them anywhere, to be honest.
I don't think I have either.
So.
I know I've heard stories though, and I've seen pictures. You get like little red bites.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I saw like on cruise Facebook posts or something. People are like, I got bed bugs, and they show a picture of their bites. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, I've seen those too, and I've also seen people disputing like those aren't bed bugs or like that's impractical. Like you that would not have happened after one day. Or
Yeah, and
like
maybe it's like because you were at St. Thomas and the beach and you were getting bit by ocean bugs.
I mean, people like to blame the cruise line because then they can try to get the cruise line to give them a free cruise or something, but
there's some people that intentionally
Yeah.
try to find something so they can get the upgrade. That's
Yeah.
the
Which
shit
is
way to get
just
the
a
upgrade.
really lame thing to do.
Don't
Yeah.
get the upgrade that way.
So, but okay, so we have some advice coming in. So, Sweet Life says closed-toed slippers next to the bed, no more stubbed toes.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea, yeah.
That is a good idea, but like I'm usually like I try to stay as sleepy as I can so I can get back in bed and fall back asleep easily. And it's like if I have to put on my Crocs, that's gonna cause a hole.
I feel
I'm
like
gonna wake up.
I would not stub my toe, but I would just like jam my entire
I
leg
may
into the
stub my
table.
toe putting on my closed toe shoes. Yeah.
But that
It
is a good tip. And Sweet Life says, I bring a small, powerful UV light to check for everything. But
we brought one.
And we didn't use it.
I don't know where I put that thing. It's still
in
around
the bag,
here.
but we weren't really quite sure.
I wanted to do a video,
to,
seeing if there was.
We forgot. Well,
anything
actually,
to
we
look
thought
at.
about it, and then we were like, do we really want to know? And then we just forgot about it.
Yeah, I don't think we did really want to know.
I think I was a little worried about it. So, if you spray a frat house with alcohol, they'll all come to the surface too, Sweet Life says. So.
That's the best joke of the day.
Well, wait, he's got more. He's here all night, apparently. Sweet Life also said, NCL just announced they're charging passengers $5 per bed bug.
That's topical. I love that. Yeah, NCL just digging their hole deeper every day. That's funny. Yeah, I got a lot of great comments on some of those NCL videos about them charging for the elevator, charging for whatever. Yeah, it was good.
It's getting a little ridiculous, but I think we can move on to our next one. I think that wraps up the one category of kind of like things to bring.
So yeah, next is embarkation and first day. Check the cabin for hidden outlets. Ask your steward about non-obvious electrical outlets, under the bathroom mirror lights, things like under the bathroom mirror lights to maximize device charging. Comments note that some cruise lines unplug devices for fire safety, so confirm outlet locations early. Have we ever had, well, you couldn't find the light switch for the vanity light that one time.
Yeah.
And we had the mystery light on the balcony.
Yeah.
Which we never did figure out.
Well, there was a switch, but it didn't do anything. Was that? Or no, there was a light, but we couldn't find the switch.
We couldn't find the switch. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we found out. So we were on. It was because we were on 2 Excel class ships, the Carnival Celebration and the Mardi Gras, and they both had a light on the balcony that you could see, but there's no light switch. And on all the other ships we've been on, there's a light switch right next to the balcony that controls the balcony light.
Yeah.
And I think we found out when we got back that it seemed like the consensus was that those lights could only be controlled by the cruise, I don't know, captain or whatever. It was like not something that passengers could control. So they had kind of taken away the ability to have a balcony light.
Yes.
Which I don't know why that was, but
I don't know why either. But have we ever had any hidden outlets like the
well,
comments?
yes. As a matter of fact, I don't remember which ship it was on, but I distinctly remember that we found a hidden outlet that was kind of like behind the bed where the lamps plug into. So if you needed an extra outlet, which surprised me because. And I've looked on other ships and they don't have them on all of them. Sometimes the lamps are just kind of like hardwired into the wall.
Yeah.
But on at least one ship, they actually have an electrical outlet behind the bed.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But usually it's just the one on the vanity, and then sometimes they'll have USBs built into the lights on the bed, the nightstands. So
I heard that a rumor that NCL is going to have like a little credit card slot above a hidden electrical outlet,
Yeah.
and you have to put your credit card in and pay $3 to get access to
yeah.
it.
And how long does that give you electricity for?
For like 5 hours, and then it's another $3.
Actually, don't give them ideas because they already have the slot by the door that you have to put a card into, and they're just going to make it a working electrical credit card charge thing. So.
Yeah.
But the other part of that you didn't emphasize is that they will unplug your devices because you're not supposed to leave things charging when you leave your stateroom. So, just if you ever come in and find everything unplugged, that's because your room attendant is kind of a stickler for that kind of rules. We haven't ever had a problem with it, but I know people have mentioned that.
We have not.
So.
All right, moving on to test the safe before use. Set and test the cabin safe's code, often defaulted at 0000, before storing valuables, and take a photo of the code. Comments recount needing to reset safes due to untested codes and causing delays. The only mishap we've ever had with the safe that I can remember is on, I think it was either the celebration or the Mardi Gras. We got into the room, and the people that were in there before us, apparently the steward didn't check this, had reset the code for the safe of a code we didn't know.
Yeah, they just left the door. So when you leave your room on debarkation, you're supposed to leave the safe open.
Yeah.
And they hadn't. They had left it closed.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's right. And so they
set to some code.
We just called down.
Yeah.
They sent the guy up, and he looked at us suspiciously. And then he was like, all right, you guys are set.
He made us sign something too, though.
We did have to sign something,
Yeah.
that's right.
It's not like just a general room steward. He was a very official, security looking guy.
He was.
With a whole bunch of keys. I don't know, the whole deal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't know why this, so guys, I'm going to go off of cruising for just 3 minutes. This is a little, you might find this interesting if you've been here before and you've gotten to know Emily and I a little bit through these videos. We don't talk about this much, but Emily and I are both musicians. We owned a music store before we started cruising around the world and traveling around the world. And I don't know why this came to mind, but we were in this music store, and I'm a guitar repair person. Emily's a violin family instrument repair person. So we had this nice repair shop in this music store that we owned. And one day, you weren't there this day, but it's the FBI day.
Oh, right.
One day, we also just had like sheet music you could peruse and instruments and all this kind of stuff. And then this kind of open area where people could come and watch us repair instruments. And I had a guy working at the front counter, and one day it's like daytime, it's, just kind of a chill day, and somebody's looking at sheet music, looking at some French horn music or something like that. And it's the Spanish guy. He's just normal looking. He seems like any other customer.
But did he look like a French horn player?
Probably that might have been a giveaway because he did not look a French horn player has a particular look, and he did not look like that. And he was just looking at the sheet music, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm just like, doing a repair on a guitar over here, just peacefully quiet. It's, there's some jazz going on in the store. It's chill, and all of a sudden, like five police type cars come rushing up to the front of the store, park right in front of it, and a whole bunch of people in giant vests with guns pulled, big machine guns and stuff. And it wasn't like the local police. It was like FBI, DEA, Homeland Security. It was like a whole bunch of these groups of people come rushing up to the door, and two guys came in, and I believe they were DEA. I can't
I
remember
think
for sure.
that's what you told me, I think.
And it was like on their vest, and the dude's got his gun drawn. It looks like the movies. He opens the door. His buddy's like, clear. They were super quiet. They didn't say anything else, and they walk. That's really all they said. It was like clear, and they walk up to this guy. And
that's not how you told me the story, though.
What did I say?
He said that the two guys came in the store, and they were by the door, and the sheet music was like, halfway across the store. He said they were by the door, and then all of a sudden the guy was by the sheet music, just like, poof, like he teleported there. You were like,
it was super
efficient, so
efficient.
fast.
It was insane. It was like a movie going on. I had no clue what was going on. I like turned my head to see who came in the door, and I just froze. And I watched the whole thing in a really uncomfortable position because I had no idea what was going on. There was guys with guns in the store. It was crazy. And but it's been several years since this happened, but it happened really fast. I was frozen in space. The guy behind the counter was frozen in space. Not a word was spoken between us. I think the guy, one of the DEA guys with the gun, like looked at the guy and said, "Get on the effing ground" or something to that effect. And there was like a split second where the guy looking at the front horn music like set that down and was like, got down on the ground, and then he wrapped up the guy in handcuffs, and all of a sudden he's marching out the door, and the cop, none of the cop people, the DEAs, the FBIs, none of them, and there was a bunch of them out there. Only a couple came in the store, but there was a bunch of them standing right outside. Not one of them said a word to me. And literally the guy that had the guy like in cuffs walking him out just turned it around to me. I'm still just in this weird position, like my eyes were this big, and he just looks at me and he goes, and walks out the door. Didn't say a frickin' word. And they never came back and were like, "Hey man, we arrested this guy. I still don't know what that guy did. I'm guessing drugs. I don't know." Just, I guess, talking about that safe and like the
wasn't expecting that story.
The steward coming in, but there's a little insight into one of the adventures in our music store, which was crazy.
Full of adventures, yeah.
It was full of adventures. They weren't cruise
stories.
adventures, but they were adventures, yeah. So anyway, thanks for hanging in there for that. It was crazy. It was like a movie. What are we talking about? Safes?
Safes, yeah. So Sweet Life says Grand Class Princess ships used to have a bonus outlet where the old TVs used to be above the fridge. So,
what did she say?
Bonus outlet where the old TVs used to be above the fridge.
Oh, cool.
I'm just trying to think
Princess ships?
on princess ships.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Because I know what he means, where they have a spot where the old TVs, like the old tube style TVs before they got the flat screen ones, were. But I feel like all the ships we've been on recently have already been like fully retrofitted, and that whole thing has been taken out. So, but yeah, you could get lucky with something like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a good tip. Moving on.
Sure.
Let's
We're on
see.
number 8, I think.
Use a plastic card for power slots. Any plastic card. That's not true, actually. E.g. old gift card works in a cabin power slot to keep the electricity on, not just key cards. Comments clarify no magnetic strip is needed, saving you from leaving your key card behind. Excuse me. True on most ships, but not all ships. We have had ships
which ship
where
was it?
Is MSC, I think. You
Was
needed
it?
to have the MSC card. That was a ship built in
2020?
Yeah, in the 2026 maybe.
Oh,
No, that's
we're
next
not.
year. That would be the future.
Yeah. Joe's getting tired.
I've been tired since we started. It's a new. When was the Seascape built? We looked it up.
We did. Maybe it was 2022. I can't
That
remember.
could be.
I think it was one of the newest ships we've been on.
So yeah, the keycard slot needed the specific branded keycard.
Yeah.
And we're talking about how you guys know this. You go in the room, you try to turn the lights on. You're like, why don't the lights work? I'm gonna go talk to the steward, and then you see the thing there, and you're like, oh, I gotta put my card in,
Yeah.
and you have to leave a card in there, otherwise the lights don't work.
Yeah,
Hotels have that now. It's kind of
I
annoying.
feel like first-time cruisers might not know that though, because especially if you don't travel a lot, because this is a newer thing. I mean, I think that it's only really become common in the last 5 years. So,
yeah, I'd say that's true.
Unless maybe we just weren't traveling as much 5 years ago, which is also true. But
Here's another little side note, and it's not nearly as crazy of a side note, but like, do you remember the movie Die Hard? What year did the movie Die Hard come out in? Do you remember? You probably aren't a
I'm
big Die Hard
guessing.
fan.
I think either Grade 8 or Sweet Life is going to tell us.
What year did Die Hard come out in? It's
One of
a classic
them
movie.
knows.
It's literally a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And it's good, but it's kind of cool because John McClane, like Bruce Willis's character in that movie, and that must have been like the 90s, early 90s. He walks into a hotel in that the hotel that the whole movie takes place in. He's like, going through a really extreme experience in that hotel. He ends up walking into the hotel, and there's a touchscreen like kiosk there. And it was before anybody had an iPad or a touchscreen phone or anything like that. Touchscreens were like the future. It was like, whoa. And he makes a comment like, nice little device or something like that. Just kind of cool. Just kind of a throwback to Die Hard, how things have changed. Doesn't seem like Die Hard's that old, but that's...
Sweet Life just says it's 1988.
88? Wow, man. That was a while ago. That was a while ago. They didn't have touchscreens back in 88.
No, they didn't.
They didn't have anything back in 88. Actually, it was maybe a better time. I don't know. Things have gotten crazy, haven't they? Anyway, so yeah, that's my sidebar.
So just to catch up on the comments a little bit, and I was actually going to say this, Grade 8, but I guess it's against the law to read French horn sheet music. I was actually thinking that French horn player should have learned to play the tune, because that is a crime. Yeah. But, and Sweet Life said, I'm a piano, keyboard, and brass player myself.
Nice.
French horn players' lips always look like they're ready to blow into their mouthpiece. Yeah.
Look like they're always ready to blow into their mouthpiece?
Yeah, they're
Nice.
always like, got that stuck up, I don't know.
Yeah,
like
the French horn
sour look
players
on their
have
face
that. They're a
sometimes.
little uptight, maybe?
Sometimes
Yeah.
they can be, yeah. It's because they could never play in tune. I mean, that would make you feel pretty uptight too if you couldn't play in tune.
Yeah.
But and then, okay, so on the key card subject, July 12th, 1988, I believe, is actually the answer, the full answer, I think.
On what?
The date that
The Die Hard came out?
The Die Hard came out.
What was the date?
July 12th. Sweet
July
Life said
12th,
July 12th.
1988?
Yeah.
Wild. That's my sister's birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's cool. And it's 3 days away from my birthday.
I knew that.
Yeah. Anyway.
But then, so back to the regularly scheduled cruise content.
Back to the Future. That's another good movie. Sorry. I'm thinking old movies.
Barbara says they could give you a card slap for them, for the cards. And actually that is, I was going to say this before Joe got so distracted by Die Hard, but on the Seascape, when just like a standard card didn't work for us, the room attendant actually left us like an old key card. So I don't really understand what the point of those little key card things are, because I mean the point is to make it so that you have to take the card out when you leave and then you save electricity, but they're so annoying that all the room stewards just give their cruisers a card and they leave it in the slot all the time. So they do nothing because everybody just ignores them.
Yes, I agree.
Anyways.
So I'm going to get back to cruising in a second here, but I just want to say to our regulars and anybody else that might be watching, Emily and I just last night were talking about how, and we've been talking a little bit about movies. We talked about The Jerk last week. I really enjoyed that. It was nice to rehash that movie in my head. I want to watch it again. Die Hard, another classic. We were just talking last night about how, about movies, and we're going to sound old because we say this, but it's like movies really aren't great anymore. They're like, movies are like,
yeah.
Can you guys name, I mean, I bet you could name a bunch of movies from like the 80s and 90s that are classics that you love, but what are some like, movies in the last 10 years that you're just like, that's a great movie. That's a freaking great movie. I would like to know because I'd like to watch it because I can't like think of any.
Any movie that you name cannot be a remake of an older movie.
Yeah, because that's like half of what
lame.
movies are anymore,
Yeah.
actually. But anyway, can you name a great movie that was made in the last 10 years? And we'll get back to cruising.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. We're waiting for those movies in the comments. I'll read them out.
But there's probably going to be nothing because there hasn't
nothing.
been a good movie
yeah.
in 10 years. That's crazy.
Oh.
Are we moving on?
Well, we can move on now, I think.
All right, number 9 is photograph the cabin's condition. Record a video or photos of the untouched cabin to document issues like stains or damage. Comments suggest this protects against disputes and aids in reporting problems to guest services. That's interesting. This is interesting. So these were all things said these in comments.
People making comments like that.
It's like when you rent a car or a U-Haul or something, you like do the video thing now and you walk around it. It's like you want to do that. I've never even considered doing that in our cruise.
We do that because we always do a video.
We do a room
tour of our room, but we don't do it to find faults. And I've never heard of anybody actually, and even in the comments, I didn't see anybody saying, oh yeah, they tried to find me because there was such damage to it.
Yeah.
Never heard that before. But yeah, I guess.
I've never heard of anybody getting fined because of room damage.
Yeah.
I mean, that if you're...
And I've seen, like when we leave, you can kind of look, as you're leaving on debarkation day and the stewards are cleaning all the rooms, and there are some rooms that
look terrible.
They look terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would never leave my room like that.
Sometimes I'll like walk past and see rooms, and their garbage can is just overflowing with stuff, and I'm like, you're on a cruise ship. Where'd you get all that stuff? How'd you produce that much garbage? It's impressive. Did they bring it? I don't know.
I have no idea.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the cruise, our garbage is basically like all of the flyers that they've given us that I've held on to, throughout the cruise, because it's like maybe I need to know this information at some point. But at the end of the cruise, I'm like, I don't need to know this anymore. And then it's just all that in the garbage. And I don't know. I don't know how some people do that, but
that people bringing like a 24-pack of Capri Suns stuck in there.
That probably is the case.
A Capri Sun? They should have Capri Sun on cruises.
Well, that would be nice.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's not a Coke product, so I don't think that's going to happen.
So it's probably not.
But the next one on that, number 10, was also interesting.
All right, so number 10 is check balcony dividers and railings. Inspect balcony dividers for loose or looser rattling parts and ensure the railings and lights function to avoid nighttime disturbances. Comments recommend requesting stewards lock adjacent balcony dividers for group travel. All good advice, I think.
Really?
Well, checking to make sure that you're...
I mean, that's a good advice, and I mean, I suppose, like, you should be the one to check it, but don't you think that the maintenance staff checks that?
I think they should. I think they should, and I guess I would be amiss if I didn't bring up the cruise news story that did my video drop yet? My video probably hasn't dropped on YouTube. It's probably coming up here at 10 o'clock in the morning in...
Well, it's 10 o'clock now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, it probably just dropped, actually. So after this, watch my YouTube short about the punk kids that were walking around on their cruise railing. I'm sure you guys saw other videos made about this. But yeah, these like, I don't know, they're probably 14-year-old kids walking from cabin to cabin on their cruise railing with the frickin' ocean below.
Very far below.
And I have a nice script that I wrote that is not nice to the kids, because you can call me a Karen if you want. Those kids are idiots.
Yeah.
When I was 14, I would have thought they were cool, but
it's all fun and games until somebody falls off the side of the ship.
It's really not cool. Like, yeah, did you guys see that? The kids walking on the railing? I'm sure it's not the first time, but it's like they videotaped themselves, and then other kids are going to go on cruises and be like, oh, I'm going to videotape myself. It's not a good look.
Okay, so we have a few, or at least one contender for the movie, but
okay.
But first I'm going to say, Sweet Life says he's carrying on my trash in 3 weeks. So I think you mean you haven't taken it out in 3 weeks, which, yeah, you don't have to generate a lot of trash. A lot of people don't. But And Barbara says maybe they don't have their room cleaned daily, which it could be. I mean, that's fair. Although the room stewards are like, especially on the longer cruises, they're like very insistent. Like, are you sure you don't need anything? Can I just empty your trash? Please let me empty your trash. You sure I can't bring you some towels? Like, they very
desperately
insistent.
Want to clean your room.
They very badly. So, but let's see. Grade 8 says, I enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2, but 1 was 11 years ago, so I don't know. That's just
that's on the line. I'll accept that. Those are good movies.
Yeah.
Those are actually good movies.
And I think creative and not like just a remake of something.
Yeah. I will accept Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and 2. They're both really good. I am Groot. I am Groot. Those are great. I was thinking, I don't know if it's been in the last 10 years, but I really liked, and this is, kind of an artsy movie, but I also read the book, but a movie called Life of Pi. Did I get you to watch that?
I don't know if you got me to read the book, but I don't know if I ever got to watch the movie.
Yeah, the book is better, and then it's always better, right? But the movie's good too. But it was a movie that it's entertaining, but it also, I couldn't stop thinking about it for a week. It's like it's a thinker for sure. It kind of leaves you just thinking about life.
The first half of the book, I was just thinking about when they were going to get to 3.141596783298872447.
You quit showing off.
I was just making up the numbers after 5 anyway. So,
do you guys celebrate Pi Day? Emily,
Pi Day is the best holiday of the entire year.
And what is Pi Day? Explain it.
It is on March 14th because that is 3.14, which is pi.
Emily has been known to make 10 pies on Pi Day.
I don't know if 10. I feel like
You've been up close to 10.
About 10. So when we had the store, I called that Teacher Appreciation Day so that I could bring in a lot of pies and share it with everybody. So that was my excuse. Now that we don't have all those people to share it with,
it's a great day.
I limit myself to 2 or 3, maybe 4.
Yeah,
or 5. I can't decide what kind of
Pi Day is a beautiful day. I'm usually on a diet and then I can't eat it, but yeah.
Does seem to happen a lot.
So are we moving on here? Balcony and railings, inspect the balcony dividers. I think that's good advice. I mean, I don't know, you don't need to get out there with a ratchet or something like that, but just kind of feel them out and make sure before you lean on it.
Yeah, if you are going to climb on the balcony and do some gymnastics like those kids, I hope they checked it first, yeah.
All right, so moving on to number 11, which is part of the onboard experience. Request a shoe in the safe. What?
No, it's leave it. I meant to write leave a shoe in the safe. I think it auto
leave a shoe in the safe. Weirdly. Place one shoe you'll wear on debarkation day in the safe to ensure you don't forget valuables. That's interesting. Comments highlight this hack to avoid leaving items behind, like keys forgotten on a ship. I've never heard that, and that's actually. Yeah. Although, are you going to walk around your whole cruise with one shoe?
No, I think that the concept is that at night when you go to bed, and you're you're making sure you have everything packed up because you have to get up and get out of the cabin.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, I've packed everything up except for obviously my shoes I'm not going to pack. So you're ready to go to bed and you put one shoe in the safe while you're thinking about it so that when you get up and you're groggy and you haven't had coffee yet, you aren't going to just go walk up to the buffet to get your coffee with only one shoe. You're going to be like, where's my other shoe? Oh, that's right. It's in the safe.
Okay.
I better take everything else out.
I can't believe people do that.
Like I said, crazy. I love the unique tips that came in the comments.
That's a little bit crazy. I get it and it would work, but it's like, man, am I not going to do that.
But here's the thing. Joe and I have actually been in line to leave the ship when somebody came back that had already gotten off the ship, and they were like, crap, I forgot my passport. It's up in my safe. Remember that? And they had to. It was the most bizarre thing too, because the line was moving along just fine and we were almost about ready to go, and then the people directly in front of us got flagged and the whole line stopped because they had not paid their bill. And I guess they had a cash account instead of a credit card thing, and they were not permitted off the ship. They were told they had to go back to guest services to take care of it. And then right after that, this other couple came up, and they coming from the other direction, that they had left the ship. They were coming back on because they had forgotten to take their passport out of their safe.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's a thing. So put a shoe in your safe.
If they had put a shoe, then they would have been running back with only one shoe on, and they would have been like, I forgot to grab my shoe out of the safe.
Why am I only wearing one shoe? It is crazy. That's a great tip I've never heard before. I love it. I'm gonna talk about that a lot. Let's see here.
Okay, so hang on a second. We've got some more contenders here. So Jeff Kuhn says The Revenant, which I am not familiar with.
Jeff, I have not seen that movie. Who's in that? I gotta look it up.
But welcome aboard, because I don't think we've seen Jeff before. The Revenant? So, yeah. And then.
Okay, The Revenant is a 2015 film, so that just qualifies. An American epic Western action drama directed by Alejandro Gonzalez. Let's see. And it's Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy. Huh. That's crazy. I've never even heard of this. Blood Lost, Life Found. Inspired by true events. Hey man, I can't comment if I agree with you, but I'm going to check this out. This looks like a good movie, and I didn't even know it existed, so thanks for the tip. I'll check it out. That's great.
Let's see.
Can anyone else attest to The Revenant being
Revenant
being a good flick?
And then let's see. Oh, Beverly says, I was trying to figure this out, Beverly. Sorry. Hello, glad to see you back home. Do you miss being on the cruise? We are not home yet, Beverly, but thank you. We do miss being on a cruise, but we are actually not home yet. We are in Sri Lanka, and this is our Airbnb for the next 3 weeks we have left.
Yeah,
here.
you guys will be seeing us here for a few more weeks. And it's great. It's really great.
It's really fun, and it's really enjoyable being on a cruise, and we love doing that. But also getting to live for basically live like the locals Sri Lankans.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
a little better.
Maybe a little bit better
because
we're like in this really great place, and we are in a high rise, and we can actually look out over the town.
We have an insane view, and if it wasn't dark out, I would show you guys. I will say I set off the fire alarm yesterday.
Yeah.
They
take that very seriously here.
They do. I was cooking some potatoes and onions for breakfast, and it got a little smoky in here. I realized that I turned on like the vent, opened up the side door here, let some air on. We have some fans, some ceiling fans here. I had those going, but all of a sudden we heard bah, bah, bah. It doesn't sound like an American. It's like darker sounding, and I'm sure I scared the crap out of the entire frickin' high rise. And within 15 minutes, there was security at the door. They walk in here. They're like, "What's going on, guys?"
They seemed skeptical.
They did, and I wonder if people like smoke in here, and that sets it off. And they were looking for smokers.
Because the rules are that you're not supposed to smoke, so maybe.
So I caused a scare in Sri Lanka. It's my fault. I was cooking onions and potatoes, and it's weird. Like back home, when the smoke alarm goes off, it's like you just kind of clear the smoke and it's all good. But these guys are like, "Oh, we're gonna come back in an hour and clean it." Yeah. They came back an hour later with like a ladder. They pulled the whole smoke alarm apart, and there was like a filter in there. Yeah. And they like brushed it off.
They brushed it off. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I guess because like the smoke would leave a residue on there, and maybe they thought that It really didn't seem like it was smoky enough to set off the fire alarm. So maybe they just thought, well, maybe the alarm got clogged or whatever.
Yeah, then maybe they were just trying to make me feel better for something.
But that ladder that they brought did not seem like it was going to be tall enough.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we have really tall ceilings. Anyway, we got off on a tangent. Again. We're both tired. It happens. Yeah.
So Barbara asked, do they have mattress toppers that fit the bed when they are split to separate beds on Royal? And Kentucky Leisure is here. So hello, Kentucky Leisure. Nice for Kentucky you to join us.
Yeah.
But as far as the mattress toppers go, I'm trying to remember. I think they did have something that fits over it, right?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
So, because it kind of smooths it out so that it feels more like one bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have a great cruise on Royal.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
It's a quality cruise line.
All right. Sweet Life says, Mom used to say dinner will be ready when the smoke alarm goes off.
Is your mom a bad cook? I don't know. I'm just.
Beverly says, I went on the Carnival Freedom last weekend for a 4-night cruise. I was part of a group of ladies. There were 65 of us, lots of laughter, drinks, and made many new friends. That's awesome. And a 4-night cruise, is a short cruise, but you're going to pack a lot into that. I feel like because it's such a short cruise, you make the most of every minute. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
So moving on?
Yep.
All right, so we already did that one. Used hard luggage as a drawer. Open a hard-shell luggage flat and slide it under the bed to make a makeshift drawer for dirty clothes or easy access. Comments suggest adding dryer sheets to keep laundry fresh. I believe I have heard of this tip before, and I think it's a pretty solid tip. I will say, though, that I have, and I know that I probably don't bring, I bring plenty of luggage and plenty of clothes, more than I need, for sure. And I'm sure that some people bring more, especially people that want to bring a formal night outfit and all these things. And so I have never run out of space, though.
No.
It doesn't matter what cruise line, what cruise room, I've never run out of space. They're really good on cruise ships at like figuring out how to fit a lot of storage space into a small room. So it is good advice if you need that extra room, but I just don't think you're probably going to.
I think the one thing they said was that you could use it for dirty clothes, which, you know, if you're not, if you're like not planning on doing laundry before you go back, that's great, because then you can just like toss it in there, and then and they said put a dryer sheet in there so that keeps it fresh, so that keeps the laundry from smelling too much. And then if you're not worried about doing laundry before you go home, just toss all your dirty clothes in there. Then when the cruise is done, slam the luggage shut, and you know you're good to go. So
I like it. All right, let's. Is there more comments?
I feel like we got more comments in, but they're not showing up on mine yet. So give me a second.
Well,
we'll get caught up.
We'll get caught up in a minute. Let's cruise along here. So bring a cheap bath mat, huh? I shouldn't say that in such a question. Bring a cheap bath mat. Pack a disposable bath mat to prevent slipping on small cabin mats. Discard at the end of the cruise. Comments note this is especially useful in compact bathrooms with slick floors. It's generally just a towel.
Yeah.
In my experience.
Well, you know what? At first, I was like kind of the same as you. I was like, this seems silly, like just something extra to pack.
Yeah.
Because honestly, those cruise bathrooms are so small, you don't have really much room to
there's
fall
not a lot
to.
of room in there.
But you know, if you're not as steady on your feet as you know you might have once been,
having
that little towel that they put on the floor
just
is not
makes it
going to
more slippery.
Yeah, it's not going to stop you from slipping. So to have a little bit extra traction, that's actually not a bad idea.
That's a decent idea. That's a decent idea.
And a towel or a little bath mat is not going to take up much space in your luggage, and just throw it away at the end. Yeah, so
that's cool.
That's a good tip. That's why those trash cans are so full.
This list is fantastic.
Yeah, really I know. I was really surprised with how many great.
I'm not going to do all these things, but these are ideas that that aren't on every list.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is good.
Like I said, it's the comments that really make the difference.
Okay, avoid the mini fridge. Avoid the mini fridge assumptions. Actually, don't assume mini fridges contents are free. Check with the steward to avoid charges. Comments warn of accidental bills for untouched items and suggest confirming complimentary items like sparkling wine. I think that if you don't know that the mini fridge is stocked full of things that you can't just have them for free. I mean,
okay, fair, but what if you're traveling with kids? Like the kids might not understand that.
Or
they open the fridge,
or
they might not care. But I honestly don't know if I would have understood that if I was 10. Open the fridge and there's like some M&Ms and some Pringles in there, and I'm like, great, that's nice. We're on a cruise. Like there's all this free food everywhere. Why would they charge me for the free food that's in my cabin when there's free food everywhere else? You know, so
I get it.
That's my kid logic.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. And so yeah, I mean, tell your kids not to eat all the Snickers and Jack Daniels. Yeah, I don't know.
And definitely don't let them get into the sparkling wine.
Let's see.
All right, so we got my comments caught up here. So let's see. Now I don't remember. Kentucky Leisure says you're in trouble with a response like that, but I can't remember what the response was. So sorry, we're getting tired. My device here is on a little bit of a delay, it seems like. But Sweet Life agrees with the laundry under the bed thing. He says, I bring one small carry-on and one small tote bag and do keep the laundry in it under the bed. Cool. Kentucky Leisure says, if you're running out of room in your cruise cabin, you're overpacking. I think that's fair. Yeah.
I think that's probably fair too, but I am guilty of overpacking, so no judgment here.
Yeah, no judgment. I think we both overpack. Every time we take a cruise, we both are like, okay, we know we don't have to pack as much. We're going to try to pack less. And then somehow we still end up with
packing way too much.
Way more than we need. Yeah. So, and And also, you know what? If you're cruising as a couple, I feel like there's plenty of space in there. But if you're cruising with, with a extended family, if you've got 3 people staying in the cabin or 4 people, I mean, that's going to be a crowded cabin. There's not going to be enough storage space in there.
That's true.
If you have
like a whole family
kids,
that you're traveling with. I will give a little anecdote about overpacking and luggage weight in particular. Emily and I, on this trip, after we got off the Carnival Luminosa, we were in Australia, and then from Australia we flew to Sri Lanka, which was a long flight. But we flew Air Asia. It was our first experience on Air Asia. They're kind of the
and
spirit.
hopefully last.
Yeah, and it was okay. It was okay. And hopefully, hopefully our last. It was a unique experience, and they are kind of the spirit airline of Asia, I guess.
Yeah.
It's discount. We needed to keep it cheap, so they have these crazy luggage. They're not that crazy, but they're somewhat.
They only allow you to take 7 kilograms of luggage as a carry-on.
And being from America, a kilogram is something that I can't really compute.
Yeah,
if
even
it was
figuring
pounds,
that out.
I was, but
Which it's about 15 pounds.
Is it?
Yeah.
7 kilograms? Because you got 20 kilograms in the suitcase. Anyway, what we had was 2 big suitcases and 2 carry-on suitcases. And we had, and they had to, the big suitcases had to weigh 20 kilograms, the little suitcases had to weigh 7 kilograms, and we didn't have that. So we had to distribute different items through the different suitcases to try to meet these standards on AirAsia. We bought ourselves, and we should have put a link in for this.
I can add a link later, but yeah, we bought this travel
luggage scale.
Yeah.
And I never thought in my life I'd need a luggage scale, but it's actually super handy when you have to deal with like AirAsia. So if you're ever having to deal with AirAsia or something like that, a luggage scale is actually, it's like, I know how much my suitcase weighs, so we can figure it out. And we had to like mix and match, and we literally had everything weighing like within a pound of the maximum weight. And then we get there, we're stressed out. We had read, things about how they're picky about it and how they're going to call you out. They didn't say a word. They didn't even really look at it.
Yeah, they weighed just like everywhere. They always weigh your check-in luggage. When you get it tagged.
And yours was overweight, and they didn't call you on it. So we spent a lot of time. We spent like half a day in Australia, like mixing and matching suitcases, weighing them over and over again, all to find out that they're not even gonna. Yeah. But they do sometimes. Apparently, according to Reddit and these other places, sometimes they're picky about it. And if we had to add extra weight, it was going to be over $100. You guys don't care, but it is kind of travel related because, Can
I just say one more thing about AirAsia?
Sure.
So I didn't like them for various reasons, but which I won't get into. But the one thing I thought was really funny is we're flying along, and all of a sudden the captain comes on, and is he going to give you a safety message? Is he going to tell you how fast we're flying? No, he's like, hey, just so you know, we sell these things, and it's a great time to go shopping on an airplane. So just ask one of our stewardess, and she'll bring you your items straight to your seat. It's like, do they have like a warehouse somewhere on the ship that they're just bringing out these things? I mean, they had like a whole catalog you could choose from. And
they did. They were like selling a lot on that flight, and they didn't give you free soda or juice or anything. You had to buy
pay for
the soda.
everything.
They gave you a little bottle of water.
Yeah, and our second flight was not completely, or was it our first one? I can't remember anymore. But one of the flights we took was not completely full, and they had like the extra legroom seat, like the extra row seats that you have to pay extra for, and nobody had wanted to pay extra, so nobody was sitting in those seats. And so once the plane took off, a couple of people tried to move into those seats because nobody's sitting there. On a U.S. flight, it would have been like, fine, you know what, first come, whatever, whoever's lucky enough to grab it, whatever. The flight stewardess came up to those people that tried to sit there and said, hey, if you want to sit there, you got to pay up. Yeah. In other words, get back to your seat. And so, nobody sat in those extra legroom seats.
No, it was
nobody wanted to pay.
Pretty long flight.
Yeah.
It was fine, though, and it was a good deal, so, but you got to take what you can get.
It was also one of the few options we had to get to Sri Lanka.
That's true. That's true. All right, so check. Do we have more comments?
Let's see. Oh, we actually do. Let's see. Back up to where we are. Is it unusual not to receive a survey from Carnival? Beverly asked. The staff kept saying how important the surveys are, but I never got one. Who should I contact? That's a great question, Beverly, and I wish I could tell you the answer because I believe, Joe, you get them and I don't sometimes. Or do you sometimes not get them either?
I'm trying to think about if Carnival oftentimes gives us surveys. I think they do.
I feel like you said you've gotten them, but I don't. I don't know if it's because the booking ends under Joe's name. But when
I don't know. And was it Beverly?
Yeah.
Beverly, were you talking about an email form? Because I think that's the only way we've ever gotten the surveys.
Yeah, they always come email, and when we've cruised other lines, we've both gotten one. I remember that because I want to fill those out too, and I write down the names of our servers and of people that make a
That's
difference.
Right. So, then we have definitely had them on Carnival because I remember specifically writing down some of our.
But
our
on
guys,
this last cruise, or not the last one, but actually the last one I haven't gotten one either. Now come to mention it, but the Legend I never got one, and I had really wanted to give a shout out to Jesse and Sarah, our musicians.
Yeah, they were great.
And I actually went through great lengths to try and send in a form independently, and I found a spot on the Carnival website, filled it all out. It took me like 5 or 10 minutes, hit submit, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. So it's an obsolete form. Yeah. So unfortunately, Beverly, I don't know how you can. I think you could probably message John Heald on Facebook and give him your review that way.
Yes.
Because he does read those. But I haven't been able to find one that's like a copy of the form that you can access without that special email code. Yeah. Sweet Life says, I've never seen a non-comped minibar setup in a cruise cabin. MSC definitely does that. So, because Princess, they do give you a comped minibar when you're, Sweet Life elite status. So.
Oh, yeah.
Or if you have, I don't know, there's different situations. If you have a suite, even if you're not elite, you get it. But yeah, on MSC, they definitely do that. I don't think
give a comped minibar?
No, a non-comped. They fill your fridge with stuff that they want you to buy, and if you open any of it, they will charge you.
Absolutely, and there's generally a price sheet. Nearby.
Yep. There's a price sheet on MSC, but Carnival doesn't fill your minibar.
They don't give. Yeah, they just don't give you anything.
Brian White says, tip: put a new trash bag inside your luggage to put your dirty laundry in to keep the inside of your suitcase clean. That's a good tip.
That is a good tip.
And Sweet Life agrees, packing light is a challenge. I'll pack one more t-shirt than I think I need, but that's it. Kudos to you. Maybe
I
after
usually have 8 more t-shirts than I need, but
and he says 2.204 pounds. If you're telling me that's how much your suitcase weighs, I don't believe you. Sorry. But maybe that's what you mean. That's not very much. Beverly says, I always end up packing too much, but I bring extras in case I spill food or drink on myself, so sometimes the extra clothes come in handy.
Heck
Exactly, yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what else we bring is a stain remover pen. We've started packing that, and that has come in handy a few times too. Yep. So, and Sweet Life says, thanks for flying Costco Airways. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like, Air Asia. Elite plus full suite equals a double setup, Sweet Life says, for the minibar. Yeah. Can you speak to the Princess Ultimate Package for $14,999? Or is this not the forum for that? Oh, Sweet Life, sorry, scanning ahead. 2.2 pounds is 1 kilogram. Okay, I get that.
Okay.
Not your luggage. I knew it. So the Princess Ultimate Package for $15,000. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Actually,
that sounds a little pricey.
So yeah, sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. I know about the Princess Plus and Premier packages. They are not $15,000. They are $65 and $100 per day, so that's a little bit less. So sorry, I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Cameron says, mask up and bring hand sanitizer with you. Lots of folks with health issues and age-related depressed immune systems in a small space together. So, yeah, I mean, wash your hands a lot. If you have hand sanitizer, if you're not able to wash your hands, that's a good alternative, although I like washing my hands with soap and water. So,
Yeah,
but
I
yeah,
agree with
whatever
that.
whatever your way is of trying to stay germ-free is a good
Staying
one.
hygienic, doing
Yeah.
what you can to keep yourself and anybody else healthy, I think, is just do what you can. And
Yeah.
if you do get sick, be aware that there's other people on the ship,
Yeah.
and try not to walk into a crowded elevator and
Yeah.
blow your nose, or
Yeah.
or get into a crowded, forego the shows.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sit right next to 5 people that you're going to infect, coughing on them during the show. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
I guess maybe people are like, well, screw it. I'm here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
cough if I have to, but I wouldn't. I would take the hit and not spread the.
Yeah,
the-
I mean,
the
it
junk.
sucks to be sick if you're on a vacation, but have some compassion for the other people who it would also suck for them to be sick. So if you can, if you're sick, there's too late. It's too late for you, but maybe you could not make other people sick.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Let's go on to the next one.
All right. I need to find my place here. Request distilled water for CPAPs early. Pre-requested distilled water for CPAP machines, as availability can be limited. Comments mention some cruise lines, like Holland America, deliver it promptly, but others may delay or change. So,
Yeah, I just thought this was interesting because we don't have a CPAP, but I know several people, like many people that do. It's a very common thing now,
is.
and you have to use special distilled water. And like on Carnival, you're not allowed to bring bottled water on except for under certain circumstances. And so, yeah, I think you can actually go in and request. If you have a CPAP machine, you can like mention it under special health concerns when you're pre-checking in for your cruise.
yeah.
And so then they probably like keep a tally of how many people on board have one, so that they make sure that they have enough of that distilled water. But yeah, making sure that you have the supplies you need for your health is important.
Absolutely.
So,
That
yeah.
is good advice and
So-
something I wouldn't have thought of.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Hey guys, I think it is time. You ready?
Are we gonna end it?
I think we're going to end it. I think we're going to go to
Alright.
sleep. But everybody that has come here, it worked. The vertical, as annoying as it is, having this vertical little screen, it actually brought in more people to the live.
Yeah.
So our regulars were here. They were awesome as always. But hopefully we're going to get some new regulars coming back. We had some great tips come in. We had some great movie recommendations come in. We have a couple movies to watch now.
Yeah,
So,
which is great.
guys, anybody that hasn't been here before, we do this on Saturdays. We're in Sri Lanka right now, so the schedule's a little bit funky, but we're still making it happen. So Saturday mornings for the next few weeks for you guys, and yeah, we'll see you then. Hopefully, we'll keep building this thing and get a bunch of new people coming in,
Yeah.
and our regulars as well. It's great to see you guys as
Yeah.
always. Take it easy. We're going to sleep. You guys are just
Good
getting
night.
up. We're going to sleep.
Yeah.
Until next time.